This is major breaking news. The FBI is warning, and the FBI is investigating right now. We are having another major national security incident in our country, and this is something that 90% of people could die from if they are able to pull this off. 90% of the American people would not survive this event, and the FBI is warning about it, and the FBI is investigating right now. And at the same time, we have U.S. Defense Secretary. He is warning that we could see a major war breakout with NATO, right? All these things are happening at the same time, and it's not a coincidence. It's also 2024. It's going to be a big year. So really quick, hit it up for me down there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I'm posting multiple videos every day, keeping you guys updated on this big breaking news. But let's get into this news here, all right? The FBI is now investigating, and they are looking into this. If they weren't worried about this, they wouldn't be investigating, all right? They are now investigating another major incident that happened, a national security incident that happened in the US. We had another spy balloon over the United States, and the FBI is now being sent this spy balloon that was captured by fishermen off the coast of Alaska. And the reason why these are so serious is because these have the potential to carry electromagnetic pulse weapons, which are essentially a nuclear detonation in the atmosphere, which then sends electrical charges down and overrides and overruns a lot of the electrical equipment and electrical power in the United States. The power grid would be surged with electrical radiation and would destroy most of the equipment. And they have done congressional studies that this would wipe out 90% of the US population within the first year, right? And we now just saw another balloon travel across the United States as well. So you can see here, and we just had one last week that was traveling over Colorado and Utah. It was spotted and tracked by NORAD, and jets were deployed, all right? You can see here, though, that commercial fishermen off the coast of Alaska have found what officials are concerned could be another spy balloon and are bringing it to shore with them. FBI agents will meet the fishing vessel when it comes into port, which is expected to be sometime over the weekend. The Bureau will then transport the unknown object to the FBI in Quantico, Virginia, to be analyzed, as it's been done with previous surveillance balloons. The fishermen shared photos of the object with law enforcement upon encountering it, the sources said. All three sources emphasized that it wasn't clear exactly what the object was and thought it may not be a balloon at all. But the FBI determined that it was similar enough in appearance to a foreign government-owned surveillance balloon, so it warranted further investigation. The FBI said in a statement on Friday night, quote, "It is aware of debris found off the coast of Alaska by a commercial fishing vessel. Quote, we will work with our partners to assist with the logistics of the debris recovery." All right. And it says they were unable to identify, news outlets are unable to identify the fishing vessel. All right. So this is very serious. This is happening in our country more and more, and we are getting ready. They're getting us ready for a major war, right? The borders are wide open. Our national security is at risk, and they are also warning that we could have a major war between Russia and NATO. Check out what the U.S. Defense Secretary just said, right? This was Lloyd Austin. He issued this warning saying that NATO could be dragged into a major war with Russia if Ukraine falls. That's what he's saying. He said, quote, "If you're a Baltic state, you're really worried about whether or not you're next." He said, quote, "They know Putin and they know what he's capable of. And quite frankly, if Ukraine falls, I really believe that NATO will be in a fight with Russia." Right? So that is what the U.S. Defense Secretary is warning of. So we are on the edge of a major war. Also, China is bubbling up. Okay, they are bringing us very close to the edge of this war, and Iran is bubbling up. All these situations, they are warning of these deep sea cables being cut, and they were cut just last week. I reported on multiple underwater cables were cut, and we saw massive worldwide outages. All right, they are getting us ready for something big. We saw this Russian space nuke narrative come out recently. All right, and that's essentially a EMP, like I said, a nuclear detonation that's detonated at altitude to wipe out the satellites. It's essentially a EMP for satellites, and we've known that they've had these weapons. China has these weapons as well, and the US has the same weapons. Right, so everyone's getting lined up to do something big, and honestly, they are going to do something like that before they do nukes. Right, before any nukes are dropped, everyone's always talking about the nukes are coming, which are a threat, but they are going to do something like that first. They're going to cut off communications. There's going to be an EMP. There's going to be a communications blackout. There's going to be a major cyber attack. That's going to happen first, and then maybe we might see something happen after that. Something even bigger happen in the aftermath of that. But they're getting us prepped for something. They know something big is coming. Remember, these U.S. senators had these sat phones issued just last year. All right, and now the FBI is investigating another balloon that has popped up, and we just had another one last week that NORAD scrambled to take out. And intelligence officials were warning about this previous balloon. This is what they said. U.S. intelligence agencies did find that it used an American internet service provider to send short, periodic transmissions of data related to navigation and location back to China, according to U.S. officials. So they were talking about the previous balloon a while back that they investigated. It actually did connect to U.S. internet service provider, cell phone tower, something. We're not sure exactly. It was able to connect to them. All right, so that alone is a major security risk as well. It could connect to them and start injecting code and sending packets to these towers. All right, it could potentially be used in a cyber attack as well. And we also saw major disruptions of the phone lines. If you remember, there were mass outages of AT&T and all these things on the same day that this spy balloon was passing through last week when we had one. All right, so something is going on. Something big is happening, and the FBI is now investigating and warning that they are seeing what this balloon is. All right, so please hit it up for me down there. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm keeping you guys updated on this big news. And to be prepared for this, guys, you need to have a generator. And the best case scenario is to have some kind of underground situation, a basement, a cellar that you can store electronics in, emergency electronics, batteries, walkie-talkies, radios, things like that, generators. You can store those in that location, so hopefully they would be protected in a EMP event. All right, the other way to protect it is to have a cage, Faraday cage, around these systems, but that seems less practical. It's possible, but less practical than if you have a root cellar or something along those lines, or a basement maybe even would be safe from the situation, and you can store these items back tucked away. Right, I lived off-grid in my RV for years off a generator, and it's a lot of work to be on a generator and monitoring your power and having gas, rationing your gas. You need to have your gas tanks filled up. Right, if you have solar, a little solar kit, that's great too. Right, but have something, even a little solar panel for your phone. All right, so maybe you can charge your phone if the grid's fried. Maybe the tower, maybe your local tower will still be up. It's on a diesel generator or something. Maybe it survives. All right, have something and be prepared as well. All right, let me give you guys an update on what we were working on here on our chicks. All right, we got a ton of chicks here. These are the newest babies. All right, we got a group that's about 3 weeks. We got a group that's about a month and a half, and then these girls are going on a week, right? So we have a few different flocks, but they're all going to be integrated very soon, right? This is what we're working on. And we are also working on big gardens, building chicken coops, getting ourselves ready and getting ourselves prepared, and having a major stockpile of food and preps as well. And then try to grow things to supplement that and keep yourself going as long as possible. That's the goal. And that's how you could potentially survive one of these SHTF scenarios. So thank you guys. I appreciate the support and all the love, all the people that comment, donate, all that. I appreciate you. Sassy, if you're watching this, I really appreciate that. Somebody really made an incredible donation. Incredible. I really appreciate that if you're watching. Thank you. Didn't have to do that. And I am super grateful for that, right? I appreciate all the love, guys. Thank you for all the support. Make sure you go check out my video I posted earlier. And I hope you have a big old blessed day.